Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man. And with everything going on in the news, I figured we should actually discuss what is a citizen and why is citizenship so important. Now, this ties closely in with things such as voting, the right to be heard by your representatives, the obligation of protecting, defending, and supporting your country. These are all aspects of citizenship. Now, citizenship in and of itself is being a stakeholder inside your nation, or the nation that you were born in, or the nation that you chose to adapt to and immigrate to. Now, in the United States, there's two ways to become a citizen. The first is to be born in America as an American, and you are automatically granted citizenship. But that means you must pay taxes, you must follow the laws, and you should participate in the political system through voting, which is actually a form of political expression. And you also have to take responsibility for the votes that you cast. Now, you also need to be responsible for yourself and your own actions, because citizens are responsible to themselves because they are stakeholders. It's very akin to the way stockholders work in an open market society. A stockholder owns the company, is responsible to the company, and responsible for the company under very limited circumstances. Now, the second way to become a citizen is to naturalize or to choose to become a citizen. And you're obligated to do the same things and you have the same responsibilities. Now, the big difference is that many people currently are talking about allowing illegal aliens to vote. That's right, I said it, illegal aliens. An alien is somebody not from the country and is not naturalized to the country. There are two types of aliens. There are legal aliens, or resident legal aliens, and there are illegal aliens. Now, the difference between the two is one followed the standardized process that the United States has presented and has come here with the necessary visa, whether refugee or just immigration, and is following the laws and integrating into society. The other has chosen not to follow the law. Now, no alien, whether legal or illegal, has a responsibility to the citizenry of America like a citizen does. A citizen has to be obligated to his fellow citizens for how he expresses political power, how he expresses the needs for laws, and how the law operates. All of us are responsible for that. And if you don't stand up and state that we are not going to give the privilege of voting, which is the action of deciding how your nation will be governed, to people who don't have a stake, aren't the stakeholders of the country, then we're going to end up with illegal aliens voting in California, and in Texas, and in New Mexico, and in Oregon, and in Washington State, and in New York State, where the Democrat Party is currently pushing to register illegal aliens to vote. And the state of California is trying to pass a law to allow illegal aliens to vote legally. This is not what our nation should be doing. Our nation should be protecting our stakeholders first, assisting those who have come to this country who want to become stakeholders in becoming stakeholders in a reasonable fashion. And then we can look at having compassion and generosity for those outside of our nation who are willing to accept our help and who are asking for our help in ways that we can afford and manage. But that's not the way it currently works. And as we as citizens this November 6th need to stand up and express our displeasure in the way that the DNC is working. Because if the DNC has its way, we will have 40 million illegal aliens voting in the United States. 40 million people who have already shown that they don't care about the law, that they are not necessarily willing to follow the law and integrate into our society, and who have been given one of the greatest responsibilities that our nation can actually afford its citizenry, which is the right to choose self-governance. That is what voting is. It is an action that is taken instead of firing a shot. And our nation was built and predicated on the idea of self-governance by equal citizens under a rule of law. And illegal aliens seem to care about none of that. And the DNC is promoting that attitude. Well, once you become completely lawless, you have no nation. And what the DNC is trying to do is destroy the nation through the act of lawlessness. So it's time that the citizenry stood up, said enough. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not going to try to persuade you of the worthiness of voting for any one particular candidate. There are independent party candidates out there, there are Republicans out there, there are Democrats out there. And if you think America needs to become a lawless third world nation, by all means support the candidates that are going to try to turn us into a lawless third world nation. I know I like the idea of not having to sleep with a gun under my head. And so I will continue to vote for the rule of law. And I will continue to support those that try to keep the government as minimal as possible. Well, thank you all again for joining me. Please don't forget to look down below. I have links to my other social media sites. If you haven't subscribed or followed to me on those sites and you're registered on those sites, please go ahead and look me up and start following me. I do post to Twitter and Gab and Minds, stuff that I don't necessarily make videos on. And I even interact with my followers on those sites. So if you would like to actually interact with me more than you can just on YouTube, please check me out on those sites. Also, don't forget to check out my Teespring and Redbubble stores, and perhaps you'll find something that you'd like to buy. Thank you all again, and have a beautiful day.